Welcome to our summertime edition of Best Friends. Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate you spending time here. Last show, I treated you to a harangue about dogs in hot cars. I'm not going to do that this week because I've already pointed out what the problems are. I will tell you that in a short 1 hour period at the farmer's market, we had to talk to 4 different people about their dogs being left in hot cars in temperatures that were 80 degrees and up. Our thermometer showed very clearly that the interior temperature where the animals were was well over 98 degrees. It's a shock that it can get that hot that fast. All I'm going to say about it, okay, let's visit with some cats, our fantastic felines. This is a 3-month-old male kitten, and he is beyond adorable. I mean, if you need a fur fix, you need to come down and play with this kitten. He is just adorable. He also sits on his hind feet and plays high five with you, which I find incredibly endearing. Of course, he'll play with almost anything, so a ball, a string, wadded up paper. You know, it's really pretty easy to keep a cat happy, which is nice because it's really better for a cat to be an indoor pet than an outdoor pet, even though they will tell you differently. I suppose your 6-year-old would tell you that it's fine to bicycle in the street too, but you know, we're supposed to know better as adults. And keeping your cat indoors is really the safest thing for the cat. I know it doesn't always happen, but in the long run, it's a good thing. And this one, because he is so aggressively friendly, could end up at somebody else's house in a heartbeat. Who would know? This beautiful boy does have a thing going on. He came to us with really severe injuries. One eye was loose, and the teeth on that side were crushed. So we have the impression that probably he was hit by a car, and we have him all well now. But he spent a great deal of time in an Elizabethan collar in our treatment room, and so everybody scratched his face when we went by and under his chin because he couldn't get to those parts of him, and so now he really expects any human available to scratch his chin and cheeks. He is an adorable guy. He's a neutered male, and he has healed from his injuries. He's always going to have kind of a quirky way of looking at the world because he has one eye, and you'll notice how he moves his head around so that he can see what a normal cat would see with both eyes and very little head movement. He is just a wonderful cat. Now, beautifully colored too. This little lady isn't much more than a kitten herself. She is declawed and spayed, and I guess the one thing you would most want to know about her is she probably isn't going to do well in a home with very small children. Often families will acquire a cat that's declawed thinking that would be safer for their children, and in truth it's not, because declawed cats tend to bite more frequently, and a cat bite is really considerably more dangerous than a cat scratch. She is a great cat, though, for a household that has older people, older kids in it, and or a very staid, all-adult household. She is a very personable cat. The other thing that you need to know about her is that she really does not get along well with other cats, which is often the case with a declawed cat. I never know whether that came before the surgery or whether the surgery had some effect on whether or not she got along with other cats. And it may be that this cat would never have gotten along with cats, whether she was declawed or not. But be that as it may, it's a frequent thing that we see with declaws. So if you're looking for a declawed cat rather than having one declawed, here is a good possibility for you. This is a Dilute Calico. You'll see that her fur is colored in patches of apricot and silver instead of the typical bright orange and black, like a normal calico or tortie coat. But she has white on her, and that makes her a calico. But she is a tortoiseshell calico rather than a clear calico. Now, isn't that interesting? It's one of those me things. I really kind of get off on taxonomy in plants or cats. Anyway, she is a younger female, and I think she is just a very snuggly cat. She's fairly laid back. Tortoiseshells are often not great with other animals, but you never know until you try it. So she might be just fine in a family setting. And she's certainly a beautiful cat and very, very snuggly. Loves to be held, loves to be petted. And she's quite the cuddler. It's kitten season. And I think this one is one of my favorites. The little gray one was, oh my goodness, what an adorable kitten. But this one certainly is holding his own in the charm department. He is actually about 2 months old, but he's already reached the requisite 2 pounds for adoption, and he is just everything a kitten should be. He's rambunctious and loving. He's purring so hard right now, I'm kind of surprised you can't hear him. And he is just full of personality. And as you can see, he has a terrific appetite, which I think is very important for a kitten. You can teach them all kinds of fun stuff if they really love to eat. Picky eaters are a little harder to train. Not that I spend a lot of time training cats, but I do like to know where all of mine are. And as long as I have treats available, all I have to do is shake the bag and I know exactly where they are. They're at my feet. Yeah. Oh, listen to you. This is Peanut. I'd say Peanut is more than your average kitty. She's a big, solid cat. One thing about Peanut that you need to know, aside from the fact that she really quite literally inhales catnip and then sneezes from it, is that Peanut really hates dogs. And she hates them enough to do them physical harm, which is really awkward if you have a dog. So dog-owning households probably don't want this cat. I'm not sure how she does with other cats, but I think it's okay. One thing I can tell you about her is that she's great with humans, and probably would be okay in a family where there are lots of kids and lots of noise. She's really a pretty laid-back cat. And if she's feeling nervous, she really likes catnip. Isn't that a pretty face? This beautiful, beautiful brown tabby, that this color pattern is just remarkable. It has that red in it, so it's really a chocolate tabby, and he is a beautiful cat. Also has that incredible brown tabby temperament that is usually great with kids and okay with confusion and loud, weird stuff going on, which means he fits into a family probably very well. I don't think he's really afraid of much, possibly dogs, but I'm not sure. He came to us with no fleas, but a load of ear mites, and those have been evicted now. Nobody wants rowdy ear mite parties. So he is about 3 years old. He's already neutered, and I think he's just an absolutely terrific cat. He's very dignified and contained, but he is also willing to accept whatever is going on around him with curiosity and interest, not fear. I like him. I kind of love brown tabbies anyway. And the medium hair cats have an advantage in their coat length because it's really easy to gather up their fur and just get rid of it with a damp cloth, where the short-haired cats tend to have fur that embeds in fabrics and rugs and things. The medium hair cats don't. I know. Yes. Everything is shedding right now because it is summertime. And when you wear a fur coat all the time, you need to make it lighter somehow, since you can't ditch it. Doesn't he look absolutely regal? Does. He looks like Jungle King. What a handsome boy. This is a little female, fairly young cat. Don't be put off by her rather strange coat and coloring. I don't know whether it was just the fact that she had fleas that prompted this or exactly what it was, but the owner shaved the cat to some degree. Maybe she had very long hair and it was getting matted or something, but whatever it was, she was shaved, and so her coat's going to take a while to recover. Right now it looks like she has some kind of strange patterning, but that really is not the case. What you're seeing is undercoat there. And she really loves catnip, don't you? Oh my goodness. Yes, catnip is exactly what you want. Anyway, her regular fur length would probably be somewhat shorter than what you see on her tail here, which is basically a medium-haired cat. Very friendly. Of course, catnip does that, but I think just in general, she's a friendly cat. Thanks for sticking with us through our kitty cat visits. If you need a fur fix, come to the shelter. You can definitely get one here. And stay with us because now we're going to go visit with our dogs. No pig today, just dogs. Welcome to the dog portion of Best Friends. Welcome to our Get Acquainted garden. This is Coco. Coco is about 3 years old. She's a spayed female pit bull. What a surprise. She is a very easy care coat dog. She is very motivated by food, all of which is wonderful. She cannot be in a home with cats, and I would not recommend other small animals. And she does have to have a 5-foot fence. Preferably, that's a minimum. 6 foot would be better, and if it were wood, that would be great. I found that some pits are able to climb chain link, which is distressingly common, it seems. So, anyway, come meet Coco. She's a very personable dog. She learns very quickly, and I think you would like her. I was reading an article the other day on the dogs who bite most frequently, and turns out that Rots and Pits are really in the middle of the pack there. It's actually the smaller breeds that bite more frequently: Chihuahuas, Jack Russell Terriers, and those guys in general. Dachshunds are particularly nippy, but obviously they don't cause nearly as much damage, and so the press involvement isn't as intense. These guys tend to be pretty, other than prey driven, and a terrier, so you have to understand that. They really have a pretty high boiling point. This is Max. He's very limber. He also is not neutered yet. He is between 3 and 5 years old. He came to us as a stray. Hey, he's also very food motivated, obviously a good thing. Yes, yummy. That's not your best side, dear. You want to turn around and, oh, there, see? Look at the camera. You're such a handsome thing. And he is going to be we would only place him in a home with no other male dogs. And definitely, I know, yes, definitely a very secure fence that is a minimum of 5 feet. The deal with pits is that they are often prey-driven, and if you don't have a fence, what you're doing is just setting the dog up for failure, and that's not what we're after. So we definitely want a secure environment for the dog. It doesn't have anything to do with that we think they're scary, because we don't. I wouldn't be sitting like this if I did. Max is really a nice guy. I think he could do with some training, but he is very happy to learn for you, and he's an easy care dog. I picture this guy riding shotgun in a pickup truck. Yeah. Hey, Max. Yes, good boy. This is Midge. Midge is 8 months old. She's a puppy still, and she's a Doberman and lab, probably, we think. She has the most remarkably soft coat. It is just like mouse fur. It is so nice. She had been adopted from us as a very young puppy, and she was brought back because the family did not have time for her. And it's true, a puppy does need an investment of time. You do need to be able to spend time with them, or they need to be able to spend time in your home, being with you. You know, a dog is nice. Well, dogs are nice in general, but one of the things about keeping a dog as a family member that is nice is they learn just by being there. It doesn't always take a great deal of adjustment on your part, because just being close to you is important to them. Oh, what is that noise? My goodness. We have somebody scraping algae off, and it makes a very strange noise to a dog. Yes, it does. I know. She is a very affectionate dog. She is good with children, we understand. And while she would need a fenced yard and quite a bit of exercise, she loves to play. It still would be a very good idea to have a securely fenced yard. that just kind of goes with the territory these days. You know, years ago when we were an agricultural community, that wasn't so necessary. But times change and environments change. And it's really safest for everybody if pets are kept contained to the property of their owner. Yes, it is. So, hey, Midge, what do you think? I bet you would like a new home, wouldn't you? Yes, you would. But she's pretty happy here right now. She's just been out for a run on the trail, and so we're a little bit on the panty side, but that's okay. That's what a dog is supposed to do. So thank you. Thank you for joining us for Best Friends this month. And please come visit again later.